pig is a cryptid. Welcome to the Pocket Dimension Live, everybody.
Where we're learning about Man Bear Pig.
Where we're learning and maybe murdering Man Bear Pig and other cryptids within the multiverse. We're just gonna roll the credits. Welcome to the Pocket Dimension Live. We're just a group of 4. Nerds. Wait a minute. 5 friends today. Hey. We like to talk about nerdy stuff today. The topic being Daggerheart. I'm Fit.
I am Matt.
I'm AK.
I'm EB.
And I'm Seth.
Chaos!
What's up?
Now that that's out of the way, who's here with us today? It feels like it's been so long since we've seen any of y'all live.
I know.
So missed y'all.
Jax and Cozy Cassie.
We've got Cozy Cassie.
Cozy's feeling better.
Digitized. Amy. We've got Digital Twisted. We've got
Big Bro
Tabletop
DM.
Max. Big Bro is here.
Mobs.
Big Bro is watching us. Probably judging us.
DMX is here.
And the Rough Riders.
Didn't he die?
Trisha.
Trisha has made it. So exciting.
Amy Coxonsy. Yes.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of my friend Trisha, you guys, we have our first, this is very exciting for me. I am delighted about what I'm about to get to say. I don't know what this, I don't know if this is like a product sponsorship or what, but so a little peek behind the curtains. When I made Moonfall and named a sweet little town Lumen, it was after my friend Trisha's business. She makes these beautiful, gorgeous, lovely soy, phthalate-free candles. They're best. They're all over my house. You all have a bunch because I give them to you as gifts. And I told her this, and so then she, we just kind of vibed back and forth. She made a Moonfall candle, you guys.
That is...
Look at that sweet little jar.
So beautiful.
And I'm obsessed with the scent.
And
How back and forth.
Smell?
Yeah, she was like, what would Moonfall smell like? And so I described everything about her. I told her about the different places that we had named. So she made a candle that basically smells like the crescent wheel. It's a magical...
Wait. Can I guess what the crescent wheel smells like?
Do it. I'm just going to sit here and huff this
Is
candle.
it lunar wavelengths?
Y'all talk amongst yourselves.
I think it smells like mushrooms and dirt
Yes.
and trees
Keep going.
and blueberries
And?
and black moss.
Actually, you're very close, Dottie.
And
What
wet
else?
deer.
And deer.
I mean, well, for me, it smells kind of like sea salt spray.
Okay. That's it.
That's it.
That's Moonfall for me, yeah.
If anybody hasn't watched part 1, Guardians of the Moon's Grace, you just got a little glimpse at our lovely characters here. But you were on the right path with the black moss. So it is pine, cedar, and moss. It's a little spicy. It's the perfect candle. I have a lot of favorites from Trisha, but this might be my new Lumen favorite.
Jack says, where do we get one?
I dropped the link for you in the show notes. You can go ahead and order it, and she's shipping. Sorry, I hate to have to say this. Currently shipping in the US of A only. I'm sorry to our Canadian, European friends. We'll endeavor to do better. But yeah, you can order it.
Be better.
You can get it. You can get. So that's it. I think that's. I felt very Laura Bailey in that moment. Thank you all for indulging me. Thank you, thank you, Trisha, for making a beautiful candle because we named a place after your beautiful business. Yeah. And yeah, get it on the sense of Moonfall.
Do it.
Like it.
Which I think we've got right now. We have the session 0 and episode 1 from that game is out.
We
episode
do?
2 and 3
Coming very soon.
Coming soon. We did film episode 3 this week.
And it was good. It was fun.
Yeah.
So much fun.
I guess you'll find out soon how many of our fair friends died.
Survived. Oh, we're done.
We all played cumulatively 10 characters. Y'all
Aw.
thought that Shadow Dark was a meat grinder.
Yeah.
Welcome to
Yeah.
8-Day
Yeah.
GMing Daggerheart.
We flipped the script on that one.
Moonfall.
Ah, nice.
Womp womp.
I can hear that in Digital's voice.
Yeah.
I can hear
I
him say
can't.
that.
Too.
God.
We speaking of
What
digital
did that sound
Twisted-
like, Evan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
do your
Oh.
I
digital.
missed out.
He
I
has
mean-
a lovely, lovely voice. If you
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
heard it, treat yourself.
So
It
good.
is delightful
One
to
of these
listen
days
to.
I will.
And I'm
Soothing.
not going to butcher that with my.
Is this your
Impression.
roundabout way of saying that everyone needs to join our Patreon so that they can play our one-shots with Digital Twisted?
Yes.
So you
Yes.
can hear.
yes.
Do that. And if you're lucky, I'm just going to go ahead and embarrass him if he finds this embarrassing.
Oh,
And say, if you find yourself in a one shot with Digital Twisted, get excited because he is a friggin' amazing player.
Mhm.
So
okay.
he's
Yep.
great.
He
Yeah.
really is.
I look forward to the day.
Me too.
He really is. Yeah.
And it was fun because Digital Twisted is Scottish and gave us a Southern American accent, and Evan is Southern
not bad,
American
actually.
and gave us a
Which was-
Scottish accent. So it was,
It was really decent,
Exchange
actually. I
program.
have to say, and we're very hard on Southern accents.
yeah, we're
I
mean about
know.
it. So
Really decent.
You've done good. You've done good, man.
You done all right.
So yeah, so
I
we
mean-
we've had now played several sessions of our Daggerheart. It was started out as a one shot. It is officially no longer a one shot. We're gonna see what we love these characters. I'm obsessed with them. I was like misting by the end of episode 3 filming just because y'all were all so absolutely incredible and fun to play with. We've also had the privilege of playing 2 one shots with some of our patrons, as Fitz just mentioned. So we now have a lot of Daggerheart under our belt and wanted to talk about it and wanted to see if
Yeah.
any of y'all have played Daggerheart and if you have any opinions about it. So get to typing if you do.
Tippity tap.
Yeah, I mean, I'll kick us off here. We don't really have any sort of outline. I think we're literally just going to debrief and chatter about this. So any questions as well, questions or comments that you guys have, feel free to launch them at us, especially if you've seen maybe our first episode and want to ask about that. But first thing I want to point out is I was surprised, I think, by the hurdle of going from 1.2 to 1.3, but then once we got into 1.3 and played a little bit, that
Yeah.
also felt comfy cozy too.
Yeah,
I agree.
Agreed.
sure.
I
Agreed.
agree.
Just
It was. I think that was part of just like learning the new system and then it switching kind of
Yeah.
like as we're sort of digesting it already.
yeah.
There were a number of hefty differences, really. I mean, to character, not spells, but character traits and features, and then the advantage and yeah, it was.
Yeah, the advantage tripped us up. By the way, just PSA for anybody playing Daggerheart. It is a 2d12 system if you're a player. You're going to roll 2d12s, noting which one is your hope die and which one is your fear die, and then you're going to add them together. I say that because we've now played several sessions where that got lost in translation. So I just
Yes.
want to make sure that everybody knows, because it's happened to a lot of people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not alone.
I know.
Yeah.
You don't choose
Well-
the higher. You do say that. So if the hope die rolled higher, you would say I rolled, add them together with hope,
Yes.
opposite
Yeah.
for fear. But that's one big thing to keep in mind.
We're trained. We're trained to roll at advantage, disadvantage. in that
Exactly.
way.
Yes.
And look at the one. Yeah.
Exactly. So there was a lot of math. I personally loved the change between 1.2 and 1.3 as the game master, where when a player rolls with fear in 1.2, I still had I could either take the fear, and start to roll immediate. What was it? No, I could take the fear.
You always took fear, right?
You always took
Yeah.
fear and immediately started your turn. And I kind of got the choice to go ahead and move into my moves or take the fear. And so it gave me a
Yeah.
little bit more like, how do I want to play with my future meal? Which was fun for me.
Interesting.
So let's see. We've had a couple of
Yeah.
questions come in. Big Bro
Big Bro
DM.
had a good one.
Great
Immediately,
one.
That is a good segue from what we were just discussing, which is that if we have one thing that we love and want to make the final print, and one thing that we'd like to see changed or added.
Okay.
While people are thinking, Fitz,
Yeah.
can you bump your volume up a little bit?
We want more
Sure.
Fitz.
More.
We
Give us more
More.
bits.
More.
I can go ahead and start talking about the things I love. I mean, there's so much that I love about this game. I really have connected to this game more harder. And
More harder. Yeah.
Which is more harder, which is really strange because I have only played it. I have not game mastered it. But watching the game master, the excellent game master, Allison Kendrick, I could kind of see how much fun I could have, using the fear. I mean, it sounds like a lot, but it's like, I don't know. I love how it kind of undoes the action economy. It is definitely a new trick to learn, right? For old dogs, meaning people who are very used to 5e and everything. It is. Yeah. I kept saying, like, so does that mean I can just attack multiple times? Is that what that means? Like, it's very hard to decouple your former skills in 5e with this new kind of you just do stuff.
Yeah.
But man, if I could get into leaning into that and being okay with it and stronger with it, I think it's really, really nice. Yeah. Really cool.
Is there anything specifically that you like, this has to stay, or that like I could so do without that thing? I know it's hard because none of us like fancy ourselves game designers. Right. And so I'm like trying to get into that frame of mind.
I have a very specific thing I'd like to see stay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then a rule change that I'd like to see changed back actually to 1.2.
Okay.
Amazing.
All right, so the very specific thing is the Seaborn. It's ancestry, heritage. What's the sub? It doesn't matter. The Seaborn background is they changed it for 1.3, and I really love it. It's called Know the Tides, I think. And every time you roll with fear, you have like a little counter, and every time you roll with fear, you increase the counter. You can then take that on a future roll and dump that into a roll. So if I've rolled with fear 3 times in a session, I could say, okay, I'm going to do +3 on this roll. I think it takes a hope or a stress to add it to your roll. But then if you don't use any of it, just at the end of the session, all of those tallies of fear, you add back as hope. You increase your hope by. So it's like you can either use it in session and you could break it up. You can do it however you want. But I noticed in playing our third session, I was like, okay, this like helps offset that. Like, oh man, I keep rolling with fear, but I have this little like, I don't know. I loved that mechanic. It just made the fear a little bit more digestible and gave you some more utility with like what you could do with it.
And real quick, let's back up because my dear friend Drew Richardson from my couch has requested, has asked, what does it mean if you roll with hope or roll with fear? And I just want to specify for folks who are not like fully integrated into Daggerheart, when you're rolling for anything, you roll 2d12s, one of which you designate as your hope die and one you designate as your fear die. And if you roll, whichever one rolls higher, that means, if I rolled higher with my hope, I rolled with hope, and you take that, you get a token for that. If you roll higher on your fear die, then the GM takes a fear token and can do some fun stuff with that later.
You can spend those, the hope.
Yeah, you
to
spend
do
hope
stuff.
And you can choose which, you could just choose. You have to choose at the beginning of the game, of course. You can't choose.
Yeah, you can't.
This time.
This is my hope.
This one's my,
And may I add onto that as the GM, that actually is one of my favorite parts. And I don't think that that's going to be something that's going to go away.
No.
Oops. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. I took her out.
See ya! Chaos!
Matt, will you put Fitz back in the scene?
I'll try.
I think People with ADHD should not be in charge of anything.
Okay, well, now that I have the floor, I would like to jump off of what Seth said.
Hold on, I got this. I know what I did. I did. We are such professionals, you guys.
We are. There we go.
All right.
There we go.
Incredible.
Back. You got it.
I'm just not going to talk for the rest of this. That's probably safe.
Drew
I
said
was
you
trying
could
to
hear
help
me
all the
screaming
time.
from
Well-oiled
the
machine.
all the time.
Professionals.
Anyways, continue.
All right. So as the GM, one of the things that I was most nervous about going into any of this was the how am I going to make up their fear and their hope rolls on the spot. It was actually the thing that I had the most fun with, because especially as each session went on and as I got to know each character, getting to know what might motivate or demotivate them.
Yeah.
Turned out to be just the most delicious fun thing for me. So if you're into that, if you're into getting to know your players and what they're about, and what they might want to do or not have done to them, the hope and the fear mechanics are a wild role-playing ride.
Wow.
I think, and to piggyback on that, I think it is a great sort of framework for the collaborative nature of the game, because it can go both ways with that. Oh, in this moment, I know what Dimple is feeling, the fear, and, you can kind of go from the PC side and the GM side and kind of figure out what makes sense for the story. And it's lovely, lovely, lovely.
Yeah,
it really is. Though I will say a little addendum to that, at least Evan and I, and I don't really know why, maybe it's a Bivens thing only, but it is so much harder for some reason to look at 2d12 and add them together.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
There's a lot of math in this game.
It's a good bit of math.
Yeah.
And I love Nexus. I love what Demiplane is doing. It's not quite D&D Beyond level yet. The dice roller is not quite there. A couple of things, man, they're working so hard and so well. So it's going to be there, but now it's still. I wanted to roll dice. I didn't want to roll them online. So man, I would look at 11 and 12.
I use my fingers constantly. I mean, there was so much.
What is this?
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, because then you have to add something else onto it.
Right.
Which is why you're supposed to have tokens that y'all throw in. So if you're you're supposed to in your dice tray. So say I'm rolling with my +2 experience, you're supposed to have something that you toss into your dice tray to do that. Can I bring Evan up into the hot seat really quickly? Because Jax has asked a magnificent question that I think none other than Evan would be well suited to answer, because in our one shot on Sunday that we've already mentioned that was so much fun, Evan's wife Elise, who has never played a TTRPG in her life, joined us, and it was so much fun to have her there. And Jax wants to know, for someone who has no experience with TTRPGs, do you think this would be easier or harder than D&D, DC-20, Shadow Dark, any of the things because we've been trying to get her to play for a while.
We have, and she has been, kind of quietly TTRPG curious. I think mostly she just wanted to dress up like a unicorn and stuff, which she did. And it was
fair.
great.
Fair.
It's a great,
Me too.
Why not?
great excuse to do that. So.
Yeah. She had a lot of fun. I think there was really it was a really easy kind of onboarding experience. Now, granted, we kind of paved some stuff for her. I basically made her character sheet, because Elise is the kind of person who's if you have to sit down and read the rules for longer than a very short amount of time, is checkout. She's in the checkout line, right? So I didn't want to burden her with okay, we're going to roll up your character. If she was into that kind of process, then I was absolutely going to let her be a part of it. But I knew it was no, this is not her jam. So let me just handle all this. I don't know that she knows what all of the numbers mean and the modifiers and the stuff. And if we keep playing with her, she'll learn it. She loves a spreadsheet, man. She's not afraid of an interface, so she'll pick it up easily. But that to me is the ancillary part of playing TTRPGs. It's the role playing, it's the interaction that is, I feel more intimidating to people.
Yeah.
And I will say the only real kind of, I won't even call it a hiccup, but when combat started, everything was totally smooth sailing. I mean, you guys tell me, she jumped in.
She's amazing. Yeah.
And was like, role playing and doing.
Tell us how you skinned her unicorn, because I thought what you did was lovely.
So cool.
Evan.
Oh, well, so she wanted to play, we've been talking about this for a while. She wanted to play a unicorn named Pony. and Pony had a magical breath weapon.
Yes.
Of cake breath.
Yes.
Cake breath. Like
Amazing.
frosting with sprinkles in it. And of course, now Pony is, at first I thought, oh, she means like a literal, like a unicorn, like a horse with a horn. And it turns out, no, it was a person who could, change shape into a unicorn. And obviously this doesn't exist in really anywhere. So what we did was we took, there's the Dracona heritage, because I need that breath weapon, right?
Yep.
And then I thought, well, cool. Well, how are they going to turn from a person? And we're just going to reskin this. They don't look like a dragon. They look like a human, essentially. And how do we change this person into a unicorn? Well, let's make her a druid.
Evan's favorite class.
Yep.
My favorite class. So not only do I love druids now too, but so does my wife. And
druids for all.
Yeah, it worked out really well.
Yeah. Lizzie started out playing a druid. That's my wife.
Bless
Yes.
him. Bless
My
the
wife.
druids.
Mainly played a druid. So.
Oh yeah.
So
same
here,
with mine.
the only part where it got funky was when we started into combat, and without initiative, Elise kept kind of nudging me and said, "When do I go? What do I do? You have to tell me when to go."
Yeah.
And because she'd never experienced combat ever, she had no idea how it was going to go. So I would mute the mic and I'd say, "Okay, so I'll just tell you what's happening right now. Right now, Matt is going, and he's telling Allison what he wants to do, and they're going to resolve that. And as soon as they're done, we can jump in and you can do something." But she didn't know what being done would even look like.
Right? Yeah.
Like, what does the resolution look like? So without that initiative order, it was mild, but it kind of made her feel like, oh gosh, am I going to get a turn? Should I be going and I'm not going? Just made her feel a little unsettled.
This happened. This is where like the help action, because Digital Twisted, as a more experienced player, could kind of sense that going on and jumped in, spending his hope to use a hope action to do a Mario Kart style turtle shell launch around the room to attack my multiple undead baddies.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful and got Elise more involved, because then now suddenly she felt like she was part of it.
It was super cool.
Can I ask a follow-up question then? Because I know that based on some of the initiative-less feedback between 1.2 and 1.3 coming out for the beta, they introduced the idea of everyone getting 3 action tokens to spend.
Yep.
And you could probably use that however you want, whether it's, okay, you spend 3 and then you spend 3, or it's like 1, 1, 2, 1 until everyone's done. Would that have confused her in this situation, or would that have been a good solution?
I think Elise is probably more of a mechanics rules light style, at least right now, like getting into it. I think that might have confused her more. Just knowing when to go, because I think, in her mind, having, again, never ever played, it's like, okay, so I go and I'm going to do my breath weapon and they're dead. Right.
Right.
And like, there's just, without the experience of like, oh, we got to roll and there's damage and they're not dead yet.
That actually confused the heck out of me as a new 5e player all those years ago, because I was a little pyro happy wild magic sorcerer who loved her burning hands. And the first time I did that spell and they weren't immediately dead, I was like, I'm sorry, what? Huh? Well, and my curiosity, and we're kind of, I think the issue for the new with Daggerheart is the lack of initiative, but not coming into this game with the preconceived notion of action, bonus action, movement, because that's what the rest of y'all were doing. The rest of y'all were like, oh, can I do? And I'm like, you can do whatever you want.
Right.
And that
Right.
unbridled freedom really seemed to confuse the heck out of the more experienced players,
It
because
did.
we're trying to break those bad habits. Poor Matt on Wednesday when we were doing our episode 3 kept like, can I do something? And I'm like, yeah, you can do something.
Yeah.
Jump in
It's
and
so
do it.
hard.
I
It's
did.
so hard.
The look
Yeah.
on your
One
face
sec.
when you you asked if I could
Yeah.
do 2. No, I mean spoilers. You asked, could I do 2 arrows? Like very
course you
genuinely,
can.
as if like we were gonna say no. That's too much. It's like
Yeah.
yes, please do 2.
Yeah.
Please be your Legolas self.
So that's maybe
It's tricky for people who
Yeah.
are either too brash and or are gonna hog the table, and it's
Right.
tricky for people who are too polite.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Very true.
maybe if we marry the some kind of initiative to help those who are getting to know the rhythm know when to jump in,
Yeah.
I think so.
'cause
Brand
the-
newbies
Yeah.
need to know when to go.
and then we just have to break all of our old bad habits from crunchier
And-
systems to just do whatever the heck you
Are they
wanna
bad
do.
habits though? They're just
habits.
There's habits,
man.
different
That's
habits,
true.
different
Yeah.
habits.
Don't judge
yeah.
my
I
habits.
think you could also.
I'll see myself out. Bye.
I think they also suggest like you can adjust that 3, right? You could get everybody 1 action token.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you don't
Yeah.
have to go in order, but everyone goes before everyone gets a chance to go again.
Yeah.
True.
And kind of scale that up and down, right?
Yeah.
The
I think that's
flexibility
right.
of it,
I think that's right.
which I think would be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's dangerous because we play these games with strangers from the internet as well as ourselves. And like, I will say, as the one running the games for the said strangers on the internet who have all become friends and family, what am I joking? But
who you talking
we haven't like I kept waiting for that to become a problem, and it has not been. But there's been nobody that I've been like, you're being a really selfish player. You need to give other. In fact, the opposite. Everybody's been like leaning in to help each other
Yeah.
out, which is just so lovely.
That's
I
the
thought
jam.
it was gonna be like when you're like in New York, or maybe I don't know, somewhere like you walk into a deli and there's no line, right? There's just like friggin' chaos. People like, hey, give me a bagel. Hey, give me. And you're like,
Exactly
how
what
does
you're saying.
anyone know what the hell's going on right now? It's so
Yeah.
stressful. I really thought it was gonna be like that. It's not.
Now I want to walk into a deli in New York and say, "Hey, give me a bagel."
The silence with which the entire
Yeah,
place would
exactly.
just
Yeah. I mean, I remember one of my first mornings living in New York City, and I bumped into somebody on the subway and I apologized.
Yeah.
And they looked at me like I had 5 heads, not for bumping them, but for apologizing for bumping
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
yeah, we don't just walk into stores and give me a bagel. Forget about it.
I have.
Uh,
Go ahead.
no, you go.
I was just gonna say the one thing, continuing a combat thing that is, I just haven't gotten my brain wrapped around. It also has to do with math, which I didn't mean to frighten people. It's not that it's more math than D&D. It's definitely less math than DC 20.
Mhm.
But it's still it's really just looking at dice in a different way and looking at but the one thing I have not implemented and figured out why it's in the rules are the action tokens. I haven't
Yeah.
I've never used them, so maybe that really would help with the math. But you're supposed to get little trinkets, like I got
Yeah.
these little, what fun pop
Oh.
things, and I tried to do it a couple of times, rolling with the dice and then counting them. It felt awkward.
I can answer that if you want me to.
Yeah, please.
So,
Yeah.
because there's 2 different things. There's the tracker tokens that you guys would use, and that's what I was talking about before. Which, when you roll your 2d12s, if you're adding your experience, so say you're adding your +2 experience, and you also have +1 because I've asked you to roll with something knowledge, right?
Yeah.
You
Yep.
should put 3 of those things into your dice tray
Mhm.
along with your 2 d12s, and then you add up your 2 d12s.
Mhm.
Okay, so that makes 15, and then I've got 3 other things in the dice tray: 16, 17, 18. DM, I rolled 18 with Hope or Fear.
Okay.
That's how that's supposed to work. The action tokens are they're for the GM, and so y'all, like, players are told to have them because technically this is written if we were all sitting around a table playing. when you go, when you're like, I'm going to move from far into close range. That's an action. Now I'm going to take a shot with my crossbow. That's an action. And if we were playing together physically, you would have been adding those. I was listening for y'all telling me what you were going to do and adding your action tokens to my tracker on your behalf. Because what's happening is I'm accruing all of these action tokens every time you go. And you all think that you're badasses because you're taking all these turns and you're doing all these things. And I am compiling all of these action tokens until the time when Seth rolls with fear, when Dimple freaked out trying to cast a spell. Now I have all of these action tokens, and I, as the GM, get to spend all of them before you can go.
Right.
Which the first time that I tried to enforce that, it felt really out of balance, and I could almost sense you guys being like, why is she taking so long with her turn? Because y'all gave me all of those action tokens. So it's the balance of the game that you guys can kick ass until you're not kicking ass anymore, and then mama's coming to play. And that's my diatribe.
There's another kind of token, though.
But there is the rolling token, though, for players.
Yeah.
And that's the
they
part
need to change the name for this.
Too many cooks.
Like for the Unleash Chaos spell, you can spend one at first or second level, you can spend 1 or 2 tokens.
Yeah.
For that. So but that's not connected to the action tokens. That's not connected to
I think those tokens are dependent on class abilities and that kind of stuff. Like I know Seraphs get some. So you just have tokens, like you accumulate tokens or start with a certain number. Evan, is that right?
I start with 2, and it says you can make a spell cast roll against a target within far range. Blah blah blah.
It's almost like counters. They need to.
Yeah, they need different different nomenclature.
I'm thinking of magic counters and stuff like.
And I guess they refresh per session.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once you spend them, it's
Kelly broke this all down way better than it.
Okay, please.
Card tokens are card specific. The end.
Yeah.
So they're card tokens.
Card tokens. Still needs another name.
Here's the thing. I have yet to play this as a player. If anybody wants to make that happen in my life anytime soon, love you forever. So a lot of these things that y'all are, I'm like, I don't know. I haven't seen, I went and looked at each of your character sheets before each session, of course. Yeah. But
cheater. Okay.
Come on, man. I'm just trying to make it an immersive
trying to see our weaknesses.
Yep. No. I'm trying to exploit you. No, I was trying to build a custom story based on who you wanted to play.
I do think a lot of the mechanics lend themselves to in-person currently.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
That is definitely true. Yeah.
Because I feel a way about my negative thing, the thing I would change.
Yeah.
Okay.
Character tokens
is the help an ally. I like 1.2 version 1.2 better than 1.3, and I think I dropped this in the chat. The D6 versus. So you can help an ally, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in doing so, now in 1.3, you roll an additional hope die, and then you look at your hope die, compare it to whoever you're helping, their hope die, and decide whose you want to use, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we had a single time that somebody helped and rolled higher.
That the help
really
helped.
It ended up helping.
Yeah.
Right. It's way swingier.
And that's what my fear was when we saw that rule come out. I was afraid that was going to happen. And it did.
It feels
every time.
unsatisfying.
It was unsatisfying.
Sure.
And it was slower.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Rather than, here, add 3 to that because of the help I rolled.
Yeah.
You're always helping, no matter if it's 1 to 6, right? You have this range, but you're always going to add something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think the one argument against that is, yes, you have more potential to crit is the right. But I also think, and I don't know if this is because playing online, if this would be easier in person, or just training, in learning the game and training ourselves to look for this. I don't know if we ever checked if the person's help die matched a fear die to see if it did crit.
Yeah.
Let's say we just looked, I rolled a 9 on my hope and you rolled a 4, so I'm going to use the 9.
Oh, but we
Yeah.
didn't.
I never
talk about
checked to see if
right.
the fours matched, and it
I
would have
was
been a
keeping
crit.
it. I was keeping track of that,
Okay,
but I don't know
that's
if
something
everybody was.
I just checked out on.
I was
Okay.
trying and I got lost in the tangle of words and numbers
Yeah.
oftentimes and just let that one go. I was just like, man, I'm not
Just
gonna.
felt like another thing to
homebrew
keep
rules.
track of.
Yep.
Here we go. You ready?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Roll a d12 and a d6. If you crit, you get the crit. If you don't, you use the d6.
No. My brain, you broke my pea brain.
Just very soft.
No.
No.
No, that's not the name of the game. The name of the game is Yes and Evan. I apologize.
I just had to think about it. But that was great. Just silence. And
Yeah.
So Leopold von Demuth or von Diemuth is like, but D6 means the possible 30.
Ooh.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
And like an extra hope die limits the high limit of the roll, which I do get. I do get the concept of it. Playing it, yeah. What is your experience, Leopold? Then did the change go? If you've been playing it, did the change go smoother for you? We just went from 1.2 to 1.3, and it was like, wait, okay, but what? It did slow things down for sure.
Yeah.
It did.
Well, and-
but I also hear what you're saying with you just
Yeah.
get a straight up big old number instead of a crit possible.
This was the intention with the.
Yes.
We all get it. We're saying we get it in theory.
Yeah.
It did not work in practice
For
because we
sure.
spent so much time trying to like chase numbers around an already crowded field.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. What did it crit? Like it did slow things down.
I think
We
you could
definitely
learn
get
that,
it in
right?
concept. Yeah.
Like, oh, I rolled a 9 on fear. What was your help die? If it's a 9, okay, we crit. Like, maybe prompting that or asking that question. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do wonder if they almost wanted to use that mechanic somewhere else in the game, for class abilities or something like that, and felt like it was too universally accessible or something. Adding a D6.
It's too
Yeah.
damn accessible. Said no one ever.
I have a lot of thoughts on it, I guess.
Someone in our Discord did the math because I think 2 weeks ago that was the thing that I brought up was like I want to know what the math is because I think with advantage with the using the D12 it's not you're more apt to roll with hope but actually your chances of it being a boost is lower. That was my gut instinct. And that somebody in our Discord did the math and it's now been just like eaten up by the chat. I wish I could find it again, but I think in the basic math, it did come out that the D6 was slightly better. But again, it's comparing a little bit of the apples and the oranges because you have the higher chance to crit and the higher chance of rolling with hope. So,
Right. I like a couple of things that are being said. Digital Twisted says the 1.3 help is essentially advantage, which makes
yes.
If I could just, you're right. If I could just do that, and then Leopold says, why don't you have the player roll 3 dice instead? Because you're right. What we did was, I want to help. I'm going to roll a d12.
Yeah.
And then the player, the person that is being helped rolled 2. What did you get? Okay. Because then you would have a much higher chance of seeing if there was a crit. Because we never asked each other. Right.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, that's a 9. What was your fear die? Oh, it is a crit. We didn't do that. So you're right. It would be faster. You could just say, I'm helping you. So you pick up another hope die. Yeah. I like that. For sure.
I did not think about that. It's literally the help action in 5e.
And it's literally the help action of 5e.
Yeah.
Good
Sarah
job.
said, I was told it's funny enough, just to give everybody a peek behind the curtain again, Sarah is actually my designated math friend. So if even she's saying no math.
Well,
I hate to break
tough
it to
nutties.
folks.
Yeah.
When playing a TTRPG,
There's so much
there
math.
will be math.
I mean,
There's
they're
so much
literally called math rocks.
They're really
Like,
called.
that's what we call them. So,
I love math. I'll just do everybody's math.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and
Do all
this
of
is a
mine.
good clarification. Jack says, "Are there no two?" And yes, the GM does, which that feels a little weird and
Well.
unbalanced. What was wild? One of the baddies I played rolled damage on D20s. The damage dice are all over the place. I've never rolled D20 damage, which is wild.
Evan, I got to roll D20 damage.
That's right, you did. You've got to
guess what I got.
Well, wait.
Save it. No spoilers.
Yeah, but
Sorry.
there's gonna be more balancing to do too, character-wise. I can feel that because I played a Guardian in the one shot, and then but Wynn is a Ranger, and I think Ranger is cool, but wow, the Guardian is far. It just feels far more powerful than the Ranger. The Ranger's ability to do damage is not. I mean, a 1d6 is just. It was going to be very difficult for me to get past the first threshold of any adversary, right? So at first I was, when the first version came out, it was D8 and damage for swords, and I was like, oh wow. So, but now I get why. It's because of this threshold that you have to get. It would have been tough for the Ranger to ever actually do that damage.
Yeah. Just catching up on chat really quickly. Seth, you've established yourself as the one who's helping everybody math, apparently. So love that. Thanks, Charles. Sam needs a safe word for all this math talk. I agree with you. I've never felt more seen than her.
I gotta say, I think the first time years ago when playing D&D, when I realized that the Pythagorean theorem was actually coming to play in my life for the first time was in D&D.
Yeah.
Yes.
How did you apply it?
It was something about like, cause you're limited on movement and you're trying to like go to a hill or jump down or whatever. I can't remember the exact scenario, but I remember sitting down playing D&D and trying to get somewhere and thinking in my mind, oh my God, I could calculate this if I wanted to. I have the tools and the abilities thanks to, high school algebra, but nah, I'm just going to wing it.
Seriously, I tried to play 4E one time, and that was before D&D Beyond, and there was so much.
Sure.
I couldn't do it. Like, D&D Beyond just opened that door of possibilities for me.
Yeah, DT says, and there have been a couple questions. I'm going to go ahead and give a mild spoiler that maybe y'all made it to level 2. So there have been some questions about like leveling and scaling.
Yeah.
But that's the thing with the leveling up in Daggerheart is you choose like you get, it's like a choose 2 scenario, much like short and long rests. And so maybe that was something you just didn't choose for good old Wynn.
It's very true.
Do you
not? You're saying it's Matt's fault.
Yeah.
It is my fault then.
Drew, do you not use the phrase the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell every day? Because I do. You're talking to the wrong people, sis.
Apparently.
Do you mean midi-chlorians? Is that what you're
That's
talking
exactly right. Midi-chlorians, the powerhouse of the Sith.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so glad that they taught us square dance in Alabama. That's been really what's helped me the most. Can't do my taxes.
But you
can
do your way way down to the courthouse.
Important.
Y'all, I mean, we can sit here and talk about Daggerheart all afternoon, but we do have a game.
Do we?
Do we have a game?
Right.
I actually don't want to bring this up because I like my palm. Like as soon as I said game, like my palms started sweating because I'm so scared.
You're gonna do great. Okay, let's do this.
Does anybody want to play a game with
Anybody
us?
wanna play a
Does
game?
anybody out there want to see a game? Shall we
Want to
do
play a
it?
game?
I think
No, stop the
Questions
stream.
about-
Stop.
So afraid. Most abrupt cut too, I know, but I suddenly looked at the clock and was like, we're never gonna get to play the game.
Welcome.
No, you did the right thing because we'll be talking about Daggerheart for a long time.
Yes, we
For a
will.
long ass
We will.
time.
And you can always come to our Discord, which is 1000% free, and join us. We have a little channel specifically for these questions, and we love it. And
It's called Bless Your Daggerheart.
Bless Your Daggerheart.
Whoever put me in charge of naming the channels really needs to think that life choice.
No,
I'm
you
just
have a
gonna say that.
preternatural ability to title things.
So
Agreed.
yeah, here we go.
Are you guys done?
Yeah. And for the second time today,
Super faced. Okay.
I would love to
Incredible.
welcome you to another edition of Win, Lose, or Drawnster. Welcome, and Seth, welcome to you. An extra special welcome for your first.
No, Seth has played before. I haven't played before.
Oh, that's right.
Played before.
You have played.
I got
this
out
is
of
your
it
first
last
time
time.
playing
excited
with Allison. I'm sorry.
to play again.
Yeah, Allison, welcome to your first game. And no, let's put a smile on that face. You're gonna, Allison. You're gonna have fun. You're gonna
So
have
fun.
fun, or else.
Or you'll murder me.
Yes.
So the way that this works, for anyone who hasn't seen this before, I'm going to show our players the name of a monster, and then they are going to draw that monster to the best of their ability. And they don't have to draw what it actually looks like. In fact, it's probably better if they don't. And then we're going to show you guys, and you're going to vote. And Fitz, do we have Nightbot ready to take?
I'm ready to go.
You're ready to go.
I'm ready
So
to
then
roll.
we're going to get you guys to vote on who drew the best version. Doesn't have to be, again, monster accurate. However, if they know what the monster is and depict that actual thing, then you'll get a bonus point, whether or not you score, right?
Evan,
Yes,
where
Allison.
are our monsters from today?
Our monsters today are from the book Flea Mortals by Run DMC.
Run DMC.
I mean,
By
And-
the incredible people at MCDM. What my brother
MC.
means. Run MCDM.
CDM.
Yes.
It is a beautiful, relatively new book. It is
is a beautiful book.
5e compatible. It
Yes.
really kind of goes into details about certain monsters. So.
Yes.
Mhm.
And with all that, players,
No,
are you ready?
absolutely not.
Okay, here we. Oh wait, we did some music. I think. What kind of music do you want? Do you want some sassy?
I did prepare for this, I will say.
Sassy brassy.
Did some warm-up sketches.
You've been
so-
practicing?
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, did some warm-up sketches.
there's going to be a wide pendulum swing of skill and ability here, folks.
Ooh, how about some suspenseful music? That feels good.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. And your first monster
Yeah.
is called the Ruinant.
Ruinant.
Yeah. And there's no real timer here. You know, take your time to a certain extent. I'll cut you off at some point. And meanwhile, I'll just be chatting away in the chat here. What's up, you guys? Shout out to Cronuts. Remember those? Nope, nobody remembers Cronuts.
I do. They were delicious, and I used to be in a club that would go and eat them once a month. That club still exists, but unfortunately, I work and do this now.
But Cronuts do not.
Cronuts be working.
They do? Okay.
I don't know.
Jack says that's music is tentacleizing.
Yeah,
Respect.
Tentacleize it.
Just draw tentacles. You're gonna win every time.
How are we doing? you guys?
I am done.
I hate this so much.
AK, you're doing great. You're doing great. I'm here. I want to lend you my support. I see you. I see you. My heart goes out to you. Best wishes.
We
Warmest
discovered
regards.
that AK has some
Trauma.
art school trauma.
Yeah.
That's happening.
You know what? Do you want to tell them while these guys are finishing up where this trauma came from?
Yeah, so my elementary art school teacher, Miss Doremus, that's Miss Doremus, was really awful. Like she
Yeah.
and always told me I was doing it wrong. I remember vividly. I got into a fight with her once because I drew a weeping willow, as second graders want to do, and I drew like a blue streak across the top of the paper, and she kept trying to tell me that like I had to fill in the horizon. But the thing is that like 8-year-olds don't know perspective and horizons. So I kept saying like the sky is up, and she made me color it all the way to the ground.
She was just all memey.
She was just
We're gonna heal those traumas here
We're
today.
gonna heal
with
those
humor.
traumas.
Oh, I don't think we're going to when you
And-
No,
guys.
okay. I'm making you a promise. We're gonna heal those traumas today.
is happening?
Are
Yeah.
you ready? Okay, guys, I think you've had ample time, Seth.
Okay.
Yeah, you just have to cut me off.
You're done. Brother, brother,
So this is a good
pencils down.
Done. Pencils
Okay,
down.
brother,
Thank you.
you're first. Let's
All right.
see your beautiful artwork.
Okay.
What does a ruinant look like to you?
A ruinant to me looks like this.
Nice.
It is
Okay.
It has a horrible tentacly body with some
Yes.
clawed feet, but the main part is that its face is just sad. It's ruined.
Oh.
And it has but it does have some very luscious locks.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's got like Heather Locklear middle part.
Yeah.
Yes.
pretty
So
weird.
that's a ruinant.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
Jax!
I feel
I have to show this off. I really am crying, you guys. Like, this really is bad.
I'm ready.
No.
I'm ready.
Okay, this is. I promise you, by the time this is done, it's gonna be cathartic. I
Yeah,
promise.
let's see it. Let's see it.
Okay, let's go. You're up.
Can't do this.
Yes. Yes.
Beautiful.
Show the people what they want to see. That's incredible.
Mark.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
What's
I love it.
happening? What's
Okay.
I hate it so much.
Okay, we're gonna go in Z formation.
Okay.
Fitz, what you got?
Well, I went literal, so it's an ant on that's destroying a ruin. But then I wondered. I don't remember how many legs ants have. So
Six, I think. I think it's 6.
6. Yeah.
okay, well this one has
It's a
8
spider.
because it's
Yeah.
murdering this castle. It's so big.
I love it.
That is awesome.
I love
It needs the extra
Yeah.
lift.
It does. It
Okay.
needed
So
the extra
large.
power. It didn't skip lifting.
And finally, Seth.
All right,
Bring
here's
us
my
on.
ruinant.
Oh wow.
This is a little town down here that's about to get ruined.
I love it.
Okay. Damn, that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Large
Thank
skull.
Thank you, Jax, for the
pocket
super, for the
change.
tentacles.
Oh,
See,
Testicles.
this is why I didn't want to play, because Matt and Seth are good and Fitz is funny, and I do stuff
but-
like this.
that is
Who-
amazing.
Who won round 1 though?
Well, it appears that our tier AK has won. I got 0 votes. AK won, then Seth, then Matt, then me.
Listen.
So
Yes.
let's get a point on the board for AK.
Yeah!
Nobody really
Nobody liked
came
your
close to
eight-legged
drawing what the
ants.
ruin really looked like.
Yeah,
I'm
what
gonna
does
show
it really
you.
look like?
Yeah.
It really looks like this. Actually, Matt did come kind of close.
If you combine Matt and Seth's,
Yeah.
maybe. Actually,
Yeah.
and AK's tentacle situation.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the ruinant is some kind of demon,
It's incredible.
apparently. So treat yourself to this, to an eyeful of this. Fantastic. Ooh,
I
there's
just-
something
Oh my
wacky
gosh,
going on
everybody's
with
coming
I'd say
in for the
everybody's
tentacles.
coming in with the cult of the tentacles. Vote fairly, please. I see what you're doing and I love you, but give it to the people who are actually drawing good things. I beg of you. We don't all have to be good at everything, and I've made my peace with that.
But
people's
thank you
choice.
to the cult of the tentacles for being generous with your pocket change.
Yes, thank you for that, though.
And you may continue to vote unfairly.
Yeah,
You're healing trauma here.
I really am.
Yes.
Sam says, "AK, I am." I'm like, I'm telling you, like my palms are sweaty. I can't stop crying. I told y'all this was gonna happen.
Oh,
just hang in there, AK.
Yeah.
Just hang in till the end. I promise you're gonna. This is. I'm gonna take you home. Are you ready for your next monster?
Absolutely not.
Oh.
So
So this is the Durixivanax. No idea how you pronounce this, but doesn't really matter. Doesn't
Okay.
really matter, does it?
Um,
And why are there 2 eyes there at the end? Durixivanax. You know? And if anyone out there in the chat knows what that is, don't say anything yet. But if you do, I'll be impressed. I didn't know what it was. How are you feeling, AK?
so good. I'm pulling out my one party trick early in the game.
Are you gonna draw some penises?
Damn it, you're on to me. You always just get me, don't you?
Well, everyone's so intent. Look at this concentration.
I will admit that I fully gave up on this one.
It kind of seems more mechanical sounding, doesn't it? Duryxavenix. I mean, I guess it could be a mechanical beast of some kind. You don't know.
You don't know.
Hey, Carbo Creates, your first time here and subbed? Aw, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
I hope you guys are enjoying this game as well.
Yeah.
Because it's fun for us.
Is it?
Yeah. Look at all the fun that
fun
we're
for
having.
some of us.
It's fun
Okay,
for
everybody.
4/5 of the pocket dimension.
I think we're getting close. Fitz
I'm
is
ready.
done. AK,
I'm done.
is done.
I'm locked in.
Brother,
Let's go.
Seth looks like he's done. Brother, it's time to wrap it up. Are you okay? You're ready. I see about your face, and you're muted, I think.
So sorry. Yeah.
That's
back.
okay.
Okay.
And let's just keep going in the same order. Brother, let's do you first.
Okay, so this is a Duryxavenix.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it
It's supposed to be a whip. It's sort of
I
sort
see
of
that.
like a
Is that the nose? That's kind of a
that's
long,
their
pointy nose.
nose. And they're
Uh-huh.
also like a dominatrix Duryxavenix.
Yeah, and just a
with
one-piece
whip.
bathing suit.
And a one piece. It's supposed to be sexy, leather,
Oh,
dangerous
like a
stuff. but-
dominatrix.
Yeah.
Oh,
The Johnny
You know,
Bravo
I-
hair, though. Is
I
great.
didn't
Johnny
make that. The dominatrix during. Oh, that's a good. I didn't make that connection. Good on you.
But,
Okay, everybody. There's Matt's AK.
Dominatrix.
I love it. What does that say? Draxton Scrubs.
I feel like it would be saying Drax them Sclubs.
It would. I like your use of color here.
I know you're playing with colors. I love it,
Yeah.
AK.
I love that.
Put the sky in before the horizon. Just go ahead.
Come on, now.
Just like
Wow,
Daggerheart.
that is
Yeah.
something else. I love
Well,
Z formation. Let's go.
Yeah, I went with a similar route as AK, and I just said it's pronounced croissant.
It's pronounced croissant.
Nice.
That's it.
Nice.
That's it.
Now I want a croissant.
All right,
Okay,
I'm gonna
so-
try and nailed this one. This is exactly what it is, right?
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's cute.
It's kind of cute, scary.
Wow.
That's what I was going for. Cute, scary.
That's really
I
good.
like it. That's
You're
cute.
just too. You're too good at this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want that as like a
just want
little
Oh my
familiar.
I just
Evan,
want the
I'll
record
have
to
to-
show I invited Seth to be on today's show after I found out we were doing this, and now I'm wondering why.
Look, at some point, Evan's gonna have to participate, so I can just run
I
that.
know.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, what is it really while we wait for the
I'm-
votes to come in?
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's wait.
Oh.
Well, you're gonna be surprised. Anyone want to take just a guess at what it might actually be? You won't. You won't guess. I'm just
Some
gonna
kind of aquatic creature.
It's got to
dwarf?
be an Underdark situation.
Yeah. Is it an Underdark sitch?
Oh.
It's a gigantic mammoth dragon.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh my
And,
gosh.
I mean, it's so big I couldn't fit the whole thing on the screen.
Did anybody know?
It's a
No.
large dragon.
That's a big. It's just a
That's
big.
a
It looks like
big-ass
he's covered
dragon.
in
Big ass
ice.
dragon.
It's just a big ass
It's a
dragon.
big ass dragon. Well,
He's dragging ass.
y'all, we gotta get a point. We gotta get a point on the board for our dear Seth with 41% of the votes.
I love it.
Oh
That's
yeah, we have
correct.
success sounds.
Oh, we do.
But didn't we remember that they hurt?
Yes,
There was
that's
one
right.
sound effect that we did that like caused
the
us all
pinwheel.
physical pain. Yeah.
You might call this one a success.
Does that work?
Wow.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
I'm back. Okay.
Now Matt has to talk like that for
That's
the
about
rest
right.
of the show.
That's about right.
I want to know how many people
Amazing.
watching this is your first time interacting with the pocket dimension.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
guys.
about-
Now
that's about it. Okay.
Gonna cry
We have-
girl healing her trauma and
we have two more.
Okay.
So we're going to
So
we're going
many.
to this next one's going to be a speed round. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm not going to
Got
let
it.
you have as much time.
Okay.
And don't forget
Okay.
to give Seth a point. He's
Now,
on the
is
he's
it
on the
2
board.
points or just one? Just one.
Hey,
Just
give
one.
me my point, man.
Okay,
man,
sorry, dude.
No, you only get a bonus point if you actually know what the monster.
Okay,
is.
that's right. That's right. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so are you ready? Next up is
Oh,
the
Ooh, I recognize this
Ethrath.
name.
yeah.
These are so
Oh, wait.
hard. I can't pull anything from this. Okay.
Oh, I lied. There's three more, but we're gonna skip one. We're gonna skip one.
Please put me out of my misery sooner rather than later.
Okay, so this is a speed round, you guys. Just as fast. Don't think it. Don't overthink it. Just draw. Let your hand be the instrument of your mind and let it flow. Your thoughts just move to the paper and draw exactly. Think about what could an Ethu possibly
Sure, that's it. This is obviously the right answer.
Squeak, 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 squeak. I see some people in the chat who have the right idea. How are we doing?
Doing good. Maybe. I don't know.
I think it needs more color. Hold on. Give me more time to add more colors. It's
Well,
fine. Everything's
you
fine.
don't have more time because this is a
Okay.
speed round, and this round has already gone on as long as the other ones.
Okay.
Oh no!
Oh God. Okay.
I'm ready.
All
Ready when you are.
I guess I'm
Nine.
ready. Yeah.
8,
Sure.
7, 6, 4,
Weird.
2. Okay, pencils down. Wonderful. Let's see it.
I'm so sorry. I was just listening to your soothing art school trained voice, brother, and I was really living it. Just let it flow. Just make it happen. So it's a is a kind of a polyagonal thing with a skullish head and two sloppy feet.
Big grin.
Yeah, I love it.
Thanks.
AK, what you got?
Yes!
Amazing.
There it is. That's it.
That's
Electric
that's
like a
boogaloo right
void.
there.
that's darn. That's good.
Electric lemonade.
Kind of reminds me of a clown I met once. Fitz.
Yeah.
Mine
Hell
is
yes.
when Pizza Rat finally comes into his full form and all the rats begin to worship him.
To wrath. On hair. Amazing. And finally, Seth.
Mine's just a big worm.
I like it.
Wow.
That's like the dune worm meets a purple worm.
It does.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Love that.
chat, you guys know what to do.
Not
do the
vote for me.
Meanwhile, I'm going to show you guys what this thing actually looks like. And once again, this thing was so big, I couldn't fit the whole of it on the screen.
Oh my god.
You really did stick to the tentacle theme, didn't you?
You did.
I tried my best. This thing kind of looks like a gigantic elder brain
Yeah.
Tarantula.
creature
God,
kind
that's
of
scary.
situation. Yeah, you don't want to meet that guy
Horror.
in a dark alley.
Nope.
So,
Oh.
Wow.
Anywhere, personally.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well-
all right.
Well, folks,
Dark alley.
I finally get a point
wide
on the
open
board.
field.
Pizza rat.
You would have had my vote too, Fitz.
Mecha Pizza Rat wins.
Yes, you
rat.
absolutely would have.
Okay. All right, here we go. Now I'm gonna.
Okay.
There's two more, but I know we're running short on time, so
Oh,
we're just gonna.
God, yes.
I'm gonna show you the next one, okay? And we're just gonna go to the last one. How's
Okay.
that?
Okay.
Wait.
Or-
I can't believe I'm asking for more. What if Matt gets a point in the next round and then we need a tiebreaker?
Here's
Okay.
a thought. We could do
I'll
a
just
2
make
for
sure
1.
I don't get one.
Give us both
What?
names, and we draw 2 creatures at once.
Oh man.
Okay, maybe.
You know what?
Right.
We're gonna. If you guys can stick with us, we're just gonna do them all. We're
Hey,
gonna do them
Yeah.
all. Okay, are you ready?
That sounds
Because
good.
this is
What else
are you
so
doing
much
today?
fun
Come
for
on,
some of
guys.
us.
Yeah. Okay.
What else
So
are we
here, are you ready?
No.
Yeah.
Players, are you ready? Here we go.
So ready.
Your next monster is the Time Raider Nemesis. Time Raider Nemesis.
Okay.
Everyone knows what that is. Anybody in the chat know what that is? Tomb Raider Genesis.
I'm done. This one was an easy one.
This one just looks like a big cell phone, right?
Yeah, right?
Sarah Mobley.
Exactly.
If you guys don't know Sarah Mobley, get to know her.
Get to know her.
God,
God
she is a
damn.
certifiable genius. Oh man, hey Sarah, how'd your show go the other night?
Yeah.
I wish I could have been there. I don't live in Chicago anymore. Otherwise, I would have gone.
And I'm just a homebody.
Matt's just
rude.
Yeah, Matt just doesn't like to go outside, which
I'm
I
just
understand and
freaky.
respect. Tabletop Phoenix says, I feel like Jean-Claude Van Damme is chasing this thing. You know it is, Time Cop. What up? I see you.
Covert, Doctor Who feared the Master. And that was my first... I thought
Ooh.
at first tried to draw the Master, but then I was like, nah,
Look
that's,
at you
that's
with
too
your
hard.
Doctor Who lore. Get
I
out
love
of here.
Doctor Who.
Yeah, we've never nerded out on Doctor Who.
No, we need to. Now that
Wait,
Exactly.
now that Russell T Davies is
I'm
back,
going to dock you a
I'm gonna
point for
actually-
that.
For Dr. Ware. Sorry.
Dr. Ware.
Dr.
That's
Ware.
funny.
You can just
I've
drop me
never
in the
heard that
negatives.
joke. No, I like that one. Yeah, I flamed out. Yes, Tom Baker was my first. S-Mobs. Yeah, Tom Baker for forever because he's the fourth Doctor. However, I did flame out with my man David Tennant, who was, I don't care what anybody says.
DT.
He's the-
Shout out to DT.
Yeah, shout out
DT.
DT.
Yeah, he's my guy.
He's the one.
I haven't seen the new Doctor. Are they out yet?
They're starting soon.
I've liked what I've
4
seen so far.
episodes,
I
yeah,
really
like
liked
the
him.
specials with David Tennant are out, and those were very good.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen those yet either.
I loved him from Sex Education.
Oh yeah.
All
He's
right,
a phenomenal
Matt-
actor. Okay,
Matt
sorry.
and Seth,
Okay.
Stragglers.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. I was just killing time.
Okay, sorry. Okay. So
Okay.
for me, this Time Raider Nemesis has to have ADHD. So
That's it. That's it. Yep.
has
We're done.
ADHD.
I like
is the
that.
Raider
Six
Nemesis.
sixes on the clock
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
I mean, three
I don't-
sixes. Good work.
I think we just cut this round off here. Sorry, you guys.
Okay, genius. AK, let's have
I
it.
drew a big hammer with some hearts on it.
Oh, is it and it's a square hammer ish.
Square hammer.
Well, Matt did it better than me. I just wrote ADHD.
I mean,
Nice.
That's amazing.
Nice.
I'm glad we have a theme going here.
I went the tentacle route.
yeah.
Gotta go.
You gotta go tentacle route.
And whatever this is wearing one of those really uncomfortable, like frilly, like cheap little necklaces they have at like parties and stuff. That is really itchy.
Yeah.
No? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
Matt
gotta get
gets-
out of here because my neck itches.
Right. Exactly.
Breaking out into hives.
Neckages.
So, are you guys ready?
Yeah, what is it?
Brother, not only are you winning this round, do I think, in the chat, but
For sure.
Really?
you
don't wanna
actually
be mad.
kind of got freakishly close to the real thing.
Oh,
Okay. The hay.
Abs.
Look at this sassy man.
how many hands
Thing.
he has?
I mean, you had
He's
that.
got-
You had the little.
Oh, if I just
Air
done
piece,
2 more
right?
arms, that would have been so
Yeah.
cool.
Look how weirdly vascular his calves are.
Yeah.
Yeah. They really
And his arms
went
Yeah.
all out on the vascularity.
Everything about this screams extra except for the cape. Like, why just the stripes?
What?
Just
the cape?
tone it
Just the cape
down.
alone is not enough.
Tone it down.
You
No,
wanted more
no.
fantasticalness.
It's more.
Okay.
I love his
looks
weapons.
I
maybe he's got
love
some kind of
him.
shades.
I mean,
You know, brother, between this and there was an earlier drawing that you did, you kind of got this guy with the mohawk and stuff.
With and the ears, weird.
Yeah. So I think
I promise I
Matt
wasn't
wins,
cheating.
brother.
for sure.
Yeah, let's put a point on the board. So, AK,
we
you called it.
fix
We
it,
need a
everybody.
tiebreaker, and guess
Fix
what I have for
everybody.
you?
Oh,
I've got a
See,
tiebreaker.
I'm good at discerning and sensing things, and I'm just
Do it.
not good at drawing things. And I'm okay with that.
Well, this next round is your round. Okay, are you ready?
In it to win it.
No, I'm
Here we go.
not.
You are. Here we go. Your next monster is.
That's why you're asking me for the.
that is so amazing. That is so
I've never felt more seen.
wow. Damn it, Miss Doramas. Doramas.
All right.
Door.
And I wasn't sure if it was Mrs. or Ms. I went with Ms.
I think it was Ms. I don't remember.
And here's the thing. Allison gets to cheat a little bit because Allison knows exactly what Mr. Amos looks like. But you guys still get to vote on who wins. Who will walk away with the crown? Anybody else have any bad teacher experiences out there? I had one. I had an art history teacher in high school that I was very excited to take art history, and she just crushed all of my hopes and dreams. She was just kind of mean and sad, and loved to be really condescending to everyone in the class. And when it came time for this is I'm going to embarrass myself here. When it came time to turn in our final paper for the year, I turned it in and I started writing whatever the paper was supposed to be about. I don't remember. And halfway through just said, you know what? F this. I'm going to take this last opportunity to tell this person how they suck. I was really excited for this class and it was terrible. So I turned it in. And you know what grade I got on it? F minus.
Wow.
I deserved that.
I'm now understanding what y'all mean by art therapy. Like I can feel it flowing out of my fingers.
There you go. See?
It is.
I told you this was going to be a cathartic experience, AK. This is your chance.
I just wish it was good.
Well, you can put. I'm hoping you're putting the sky in this.
Oh,
or maybe
right. Oh,
maybe Ms. Doremus doesn't deserve a sky.
Maybe she
You
doesn't
give her
deserve.
the horizon.
No, yeah. You know what? I am gonna put the sky in this. I'm gonna put the
Why don't
sky
you put
exactly.
Why don't you put some flames?
Sky, well, just wait for that.
Okay.
Okay.
What I
everybody.
should have done is I should have drawn that original Weeping Willow.
Yeah, right?
Okay. Ready?
I'd like to
Yeah.
flip the script here a little
Please.
bit, if you don't mind. We're going to
Please.
start with Seth, and we're going to
Yep.
end with AK this time.
Yeah, there we go.
Love it.
Okay. Seth, let's hear it.
I feel like this is just the name of a beholder.
Mr. Ramus the Beholder. Oh my God! Whenever I go over to Mr. Ramus's house, she always shoots me with a ray of paralyzation.
All right, well, obviously, she has to have socks with Birkenstocks, but other than that, she just hates joy.
That's
Is that a
extremely
lightning
good.
bolt coming out of her neck?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love
Yes.
the mouth.
And a book with ice cream on it.
Just
Yes.
punished our friend
She
Allison.
reads books about ice cream but never eats ice cream.
Yes.
She's miserable.
Reads books about ice cream.
Never.
I pretty much went the Fitz route too. Just except since I didn't add multiple arms and others, I gave her. You were so
Yeah.
bad at drawings, AK.
So
Oh,
bad at it.
good. Good, I like it.
Is that what she sounded like too?
Yeah, she did. She had she must have smoked multiple packs a day because she had this really
Ooh.
gravelly, but not in like a hot, sexy way voice.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I thought any of my elementary school teachers were hot and sexy, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This is it.
You got this.
I put my all into it.
Yeah.
Incredible.
That's
Y'all are just the best friends ever. Can I just
Incredible.
say?
Beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Now, I was going to reveal the
Feel it.
real Ms. Doremus to you guys, but I'm pretty sure AK nailed it. But since I have it here,
AK, you got the color
What
scheme
is happening?
spot
colors are on
on.
point.
Yeah, your
what
colors
is
are
that? What is
nailed.
it's AI. I told the AI to make a evil hag smoking a cigarette and holding a paintbrush, and it gave me this.
Nice.
Looks like a vape.
Our stand up this morning, Evan, is now making more and more sense. I just thought you were, deeply
Just
caring
very-
about my story, but you
very
were.
interested in the
you
story.
were
I
collecting
felt
intel.
like a dungeon master in that moment where you were
that.
like giving me information that I could use.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, you're.
Yep.
You're
So who drew it best, you guys? I think we're yeah.
Come
of
on.
course. It's AK.
Come on.
AK
course.
and AK.
Amazing.
So not
Y'all are
only do you
ridiculous.
get the point for running the chat round, but you also get a bonus point for
You nailed
knowing
it.
what exactly Ms. Doremus looks like.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
exactly
yeah.
And
I would wager
AK?
an additional
That's 3
bonus.
points.
Can I push for an additional bonus point, considering the color scheme was exactly the same?
That
I mean, the yellows, the blues,
Yes.
the
Yes.
like,
Sure. Why
It's
not?
the
it's all in there.
Let's just
AK
give
is
her.
the,
How did you know?
the point
just-
leader.
let's just
I
go
already
there.
told
There
y'all
it
what I am
is.
good
There it
at.
is.
Ah,
Yeah.
Should I like sign this? I'm gonna sign this and send this to one of our patrons. I'm gonna draw you at random.
Guys, we're going to be doing a giveaway here in May for Mr. In fact,
Art
Mike,
blank.
we're going to call it Mr.
Mr.
Anus.
Anus.
Yeah.
Yes. For
That's
Mr.
a very different
Anus.
kind of monster.
It's
Yes.
a very.
AK is going to start a new career as
No,
one
I'm
of those
not.
sidewalk caricature artists.
I cannot impress. I love all of you so much, both here on the screen with me and in the chat. No, today was hard. I did not like.
AK, you can do hard things.
I can
You
do
did
hard things. I did a hard thing. This is what I
Listen to
want with my winning. I want to run Win, Lose, or Drawnster next time, so Evan can draw
There we go.
and I can host. That is what I would like to.
Winner's choice.
That is what I would
choice.
like to barter with my 10 points that you are also lovingly and kind and incorrectly have given me.
I feel like phase 2 of the healing may be a one shot with a very specific BBG as well.
Yeah, so now y'all know who you will be fighting in the May one shots. Sign ups begin tomorrow.
I'm writing it down right now.
All right.
That's good stuff.
Take us back to our main screen,
Yeah.
AK.
Oh yeah. Well, why? No, I want us to leave on this
fast?
note.
Oh, okay. All right.
I kid.
Well, you guys,
Whew, that was
thank you from the bottom of our dimension hearts.
Dead hearts, our glitter goth hearts.
Glitter goth hearts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for coming. So many
Jack,
people.
Mike, Galaxy is still here. You left.
Galaxy's
Did
still
you come back?
here. Digital.
DT,
Cuz,
Tabletop, all of our paladins.
Drew?
Eric.
Oh man.
Check the
Blue
show
Carbo.
description. Get your Moonfall candle.
Get the Moonfall candles.
Moonfall candle.
It smells
And-
like moon cheese.
And if you need some shadow work done, of course, if you have an experience just like AK and you need to kind of delve into that, our friend Sam, Spirituality with Sam, is in the house. So, we've got your back. And
Oh yeah,
all your
work out those
needs.
shadows, man. Work out them shadows.
Well, y'all are amazing. Why don't we roll a lovely little outro of all of the people that make us doing dumb junk like this possible? Our beautiful patrons who we love very much, in addition to
Yes.
those of you who have tuned in with us here today.
Yes.
Yes.
And we'll see
And
you
then
next week.
week.
And Seth, thank you.
Bye, Seth. Oh my God.